Y'all be. King Sosa, where you at?
I'm right here, man. Right here. What y'all was building on? The Bible?
Yeah, who the Black Hebrews is. I just went, we ain't no Black Hebrews. We just went straight in, we just used the Bible. And it told you who everybody was. Interesting.
Yeah, you know, it's funny because you know, in Charleston, right? Like, you know, my family, they, you know, own some churches, whatnot, and you know, there's a lot of Christians, a lot of Geechee people are Christians, but we never, like, I was not familiar with them actually thinking they're the people in the book. Like, we don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't do that. It's only until I came into the community that I actually start seeing, like, people dressed like Hebrews and more. Like, I had never seen that before, bro. Like, so, and I didn't even know how big it was. Like, I was totally oblivious to all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's no Black Hebrew movement in Charleston, South Carolina. That shit just don't exist. Y'all live? Everybody gone? We ain't live?
Yeah, we live. Ain't nobody gone, man. You got to hold that show, carry that show, man.
I don't see the live. I don't see the live being lit.
It's on the Pseudo Killas.
No, I don't see the live button on the actual. I'm looking on the phone. You know, knowing that live be red, as I thought it was.
On the Pseudo Killas, you gotta go. Look, we got 14 people
on the Zoom link. I'm gonna go to the Pseudo Killas too. I'm talking about the Zoom link.
Oh, I don't know. It's live though, because I can see it on the channel. Hey, put one in there if y'all can see it. No, it's the first cousin. Yeah, they in there. Y'all, everybody in there. Yep, y'all hit the subscribe button. Yeah, it's live right there. You don't see it?
Throw the Zoom link in a Pseudo Killer back chat. Please and thank you. Yeah, I had to put please and thank you on there because I'm rude as fuck apparently. So you know.
For real.
We ain't taking the Zoom, ain't it?
I'm glad you know.
There you go. There you go. Y'all crazy. You put it back there, CK. I can't get to it from here.
Man, you never put it there to begin with. I don't even know how to pull it up.
It's right here in the daggone chat.
Oh, my bad.
Man.
So rude.
Actually, you know what? I got it. My bad. I'm fucking up.
Being rude, CK.
I know, just shameful.
Shameful, girl.
The devil.
You've been hiding that, Sosa. I just rolled over that.
The devil, you hell to me.
Devil like a mother.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe trip me out. Yeah, Tamika, that book ain't changed though. If the book was changed, like you say, when it
No, I didn't. Oh yes, yes, I heard. Even Garfield said it.
But
as time went by, that book changed. Different people, translation, all of that. It changed.
Yeah, certain little past certain variations of the change. Yeah, I mean, people started trying to fill in the blanks. Yeah, but it's the same book. Like, you know, when you find those Dead Sea Scrolls, you know, they would be totally different. You know what I'm saying? But there was always different versions of the book going on.
That's what I'm saying.
There's always different sets.
Not even only people take things out and put stuff in. So you know, it's not really in its pure, you know, so
yeah, you'll never get that though.
Exactly. But my thing is, I wasn't even speaking of the book really. I was speaking outside. I was speaking on those people, and I was like saying, what is everybody's calling black? Because if we call them they not black, then we have to change that because some of them were color hue dark skin. So if we say they not black, I just wanted to know, what are you calling black?
Yeah, but I mean, dark skin people are everywhere though. Cambodia,
right?
People in Cambodia,
right? Exactly. So I'll ask what are you calling black? And then he generalized it to we speaking about West African. So I said, okay, yeah.
Because when we say black, like that's not really a universal. Like that's something that we do. That's what he was trying to say. Like that's something that's like an American construct. Black,
okay.
white. Yeah, like.
Okay, I was looking at it different because you know, I like history, but when I speak on history, I can't go black or white. I have to go on who those people are and identify. That's how I identify them. I can't identify them with the color. So I just ask on what is he talking about saying black? That's all.
You gotta think of it like this. Like in America, we got the Black Panthers, Black Street music, Black this. Like you go back in Age of Time, there ain't no like Black Zulus or the Black Semites. They don't speak in that manner. Like you don't see
I agree.
That. Yeah, so that's something that we do. But he was
so
saying
we should stop. But we should stop saying the Israelite wasn't black, because then we using the term black of the person color of the skin. We're not really using who they really are. We should just stop using black. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I don't like to do the whole black thing. You know what I'm saying? Because when you look at that zone, you're gonna find melanated people there. So
right.
You know what I mean? But
so let me ask you another question. Okay, who I'm talking to? Sosa?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you a question. If anybody on the world decided to follow another person's culture, do that make them who that culture is, or what? What's your opinion?
Like if I went to China and I adapted Chinese culture.
Yeah. Could you say you? Yeah.
I can't say I'm Chinese.
No, but you could say you're. No, like what do Chinese?
Taoist, like if they was talking about Taoism or something. Yeah, I can say I'm Buddhist, or I'm a Taoist. Practice Taoist, something like that. Yeah, you can do that, but it'd be different if I was actually say, I'm Chinese.
But you would say you that culture. The same way was saying you're a Hebrew. You're not adopting who those people are, but you're adopting their culture. So it shouldn't be a problem with you calling yourself Hebrew. Somebody could call themselves a Hindu or X, Y, and Z.
But Mika, those Hebrews are saying that they are the people. They're saying that they are the real Hebrews and the other ones are fake.
I hear, you know what? I hear different sides, because I hear one side, I'm not going to say no name. I hear one side saying that we know we're not the real people. We're doing it spiritually. Like we're spiritual, whatever that is. And I hear another side, they do believe that they are. So they got different kinds of Hebrews. Just like in the European, they got different kind of Hebrews too.
Yeah, I wouldn't see, like I said, I haven't seen that type, but that's no different, like I said, than a Christian saying they're Christian. Like nobody would argue with them and say, okay, you're not a Christian. If you adopted it, then that's what you are. You know what I'm saying?
So you can't really fault those people for calling themselves Hebrew then.
Hebrew's different. Jew, no.
Why you keep saying they different?
You know what I'm saying? Jew, if they said they were Jewish, then no.
What is a Jewish? What is a Jewish?
Because that's you practice Judaism. That's a Jew. So you can be Jewish, but to say you're a Hebrew is like saying I'm Chinese. See what I'm saying? Because the Hebrew, that's a people. That's an ethnic group. See what I'm saying?
No, I thought Israelite. I thought they called themselves Israelite. I thought Hebrew was the language.
No.
They're the people. They're the
people.
No,
they call themselves the ancient Israelite. That's who they spoke Hebrew. So we speaking about two different things, and aren't we?
Yeah, but they know those people identified as Hebrews.
No. Okay, so the language they were speaking, what you call that?
They spoke at some point.
Hebrew.
Yeah, they spoke Hebrew. Yeah.
Okay, so how you gonna call somebody like that's like calling me English? I'm English.
No, they spoke like a Semitic language.
And the Semitic language was called Hebrew.
Yeah, but that's not.
But that's not what they call themselves. That's what I'm saying. They call themselves Israelite.
Not initially.
Yeah. What did they call themselves then?
That whole region, all them people were Canaanites, and they were different ethnic groups.
I agree.
And you had one particular ethnic group that wanted to be flipping superior, and they started bodying mother flowers.
No, what did they call themselves?
It would have been,
what
it would
they
have been
call
whatever
themselves,
region
I'm
they
not
were from.
sure. They were identified as Hebrews. You know what I'm saying?
I don't agree with
Just
that
like,
statement.
just like.
The whole Hebrew thing came
Listen,
later.
just
No,
like
no, but the Hebrew
the-
is their language. So why would they call themselves their language?
we'll
Like I said,
take.
it would have been whatever ethnic, whatever
So here's
region.
an example, right? I'm Geechee. Okay, I speak Geechee. Okay, I'm identified by the language. They call us Geechee. It's a language, right? But it's also a people that is attached to that language, Geechee and Gullah. See what I'm saying? So that's a scenario where you have the actual language and the people being identified by the language. See?
But I don't think I don't think it's a correct way to use that.
Correct way to use what?
Calling them by their language, Hebrew. You say, I don't think that's correct. You're saying it correctly. They did not. Because if you go in history, if you go in history, you're not gonna find nobody calling themselves Hebrew. You're gonna have them. They're gonna call themselves either Canaanite or Israelite, or whatever, But never you would hear them call themselves a Hebrew.
Of course, but
that's,
see, that's
like somebody else looking at you and calling you a name.
But that's how people get. It is like Native Americans. They got them. People call them Indians.
Yeah, they don't call themselves that.
But exactly. But people, you get attached to how people identify you, right? Just like there's no right. Just like with Geechee and Gullah, it's like with Seminole Indians. Seminole is not an actual tribe, but that's what they call them. And then those people actually became a group called Seminole Indians. But they didn't call themselves Seminole Indians. Like they wouldn't even know what that was. You went back there and said, "Are you Seminole?" They'd be like, "What are you talking about?" See what I'm saying? But over time, people, that ethnic group or that group of people got identified with that name. You see?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but it's still not a correct term. I can't go in history and look for a Hebrew. I wouldn't find it. There will be people that speak Hebrew. Yes, I will find that. But I get what you're saying. I still don't find it as a correct term though.
Yeah, that would be true for probably most of the cultures you come across. You know what I'm saying? Because most of the time the people that come in contact with the people who are writing about them, they name the people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they get the name actually from the people, or they use a translation. The name is translated into their language. You know what I'm saying? Or how they identify them. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. Well, okay, I got another question. We still talking about the Bible. I want to speak on the concept of what God is. Because according to Ankh, there's no such thing as God, but what is he calling what God is?
A bunch of malarkey.
What is Ankh identifying what God is? Because we know God could be anything. So you telling me that nothing exists? What? I'm trying to figure out what he's calling God.
No, a lot exists. Never said nothing exists. I just said I don't like the label that man has placed on what is already here before man gets here. I don't like that because it's a bunch. Man does that so that man can be in control of that. When we know that man can't even control a virus, so I don't. It's not supernatural. It's natural. Simple as that.
Oh, you messed up right there. He said man can't control a virus. Well, he could eliminate. he could control it in a certain way.
You can't control it, yo.
He could. Well, while we got vaccine is a kind of a control way.
Vaccine don't control nothing. It stops from getting the disease.
Yes, but you said control, so it's controlling. But
let Rob on it, Yeah.
Even in the Bible, their God concept wasn't. I'm talking about the Old Testament. Their God concept wasn't a man or anything. It was dealing with nature.
Old Testament? That
God was dealing with nature.
That God was manipulating nature and killing people. That God was violent.
That God was nature because he was a cloud. He was a burning bush. What else he was? He was mostly that.
I told you spooked out.
He was a flood. He was.
I told you was spooked
Yeah, he was
out,
water. He was water.
Spooked
He
out.
was air.
Making you spooked out, yo.
No, I'm not spook out. I just know what they was calling God. And I know what our ancestors was calling God. I know what they was calling God. I understand that concept. Either you believe, it don't matter if you believe if it's real or not. That was their concept.
Really?
So,
What were they calling God?
water was God. Trees
No, what
was
was the exact
God.
name that they used?
They whatever name. I can't. It was a whole bunch of names. I can't give you one particular name. There was a whole bunch of names that, and they had different language, so I can't tell you one name. But nature was God.
Let me ask you this, Mika. Do you believe that if you that God you speak of, you can pray to it and it rewards you for praying to it? Like you can ask of that nature, of that natural thing and get something from it. Do you believe that?
No.
Okay. As long as you're rocking like that, I can give everything.
No, I know reality and whatever.
Hey, Tyree. Hey, Tyrell.
Yeah.
Say something, yo. Say something to the people. Say something.
What do you want me to say?
How long we been on the phone? Yo?
For like 20 minutes.
Oh, okay. Just checking, man. Checking with you, man. What year of college you in, bro?
I'm gonna be an upcoming junior.
Okay.
I major in sports management.
All right. Okay. All right. There you go. For all y'all who ain't got no damn sense. My man right here.
African power.
Shown in the back.
Yo, say it again, yo.
Black African power.
Ah, boy, that's outrageous. Yeah. Let me get everybody in here. Hold on. Get everybody in here. All right. Go ahead, yo. What you pulling up?
Oh, pulling up some of the gods that they called over there in that region, like El, for
All right,
example.
go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, Canaan. In Jerusalem, somewhere in there, somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And we know exactly how those people look.
What they look like, Mika?
They look similar to the people that's
Oh yeah, I
there
forgot
now.
Baal. That's one of their gods.
See?
Last time I checked, they
Can
had
you tell us?
hundreds of flipping gods.
Hey,
Yahweh was
who
one of
pulled this
them.
up? Wait, who pulled this up? Can you tell me what the god was they was worshiping? Like what was their entity?
Flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted.
And they got
Who's that,
male and
Ron?
female
Who that,
gods.
Ron boy?
Yeah, why are we worried about what some people in the Middle East called themselves when we have 12.5 million Africans who came to the North America and had all of their natural gods, and ain't none of them called El. Ain't none of them called Yahweh. We never had a revolution calling none of these people, yo. I don't understand this. Why do we gotta keep
This is
going
a
back
lot
to
of
this place?
deities right here.
He's
This
the
is
famous one.
crazy.
That's why.
No,
he's
you want to
not
know how
famous
that
to
one
the. He's
became
not famous
famous?
to the black
He's
people, man.
Yes, he's famous to the African American people. Yes, he
Where?
is.
When? Who got
As
off the
soon as
phone
they got
talking
the
about this?
Bible. Soon as they got the Bible.
No, even
Wow,
then.
they didn't always have this
Hold
information?
on.
No, but they lost it eventually because they went to the
How they
Bible.
lost something that they had to receive from
do
somebody
our
else?
okay, CK, do our people today, do all of us know what our ancestors used to worship?
Yes.
No.
Because
No.
they're still here today. What do you mean? They're still in West
Okay,
Africa.
check this out. My ancestors, my mother, my grandmother, so forth, they don't know nothing about Africa.
Yeah, you know.
That's what I'm speaking. They don't know.
You know.
Yeah, but you're saying because we don't know, then that's evidence for you. But if we don't know that, you don't know either. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. So since we did not know, that's why we're following this other people guy.
But we know that we weren't. We know that El, right? Like Rob was saying, we know about Yahweh. We know that wasn't prevalent, right? Because we would have brought it over with us.
Yeah.
That's when I'm gonna tell you something, bro. The slave boat is a magical amnesia boat. These dudes knew that they was Jews in West Africa. They was talking about Abraham, Yahweh, and all that. But when they come off the boat, they represent every single tribe from the Bambara to the Yoruba, calling Ugun, calling Shango, doing voodoo, doing Candomboli Gigi. Every single place we went, Jamaica, Cuba, wherever we at, you see our representation of it. You see the European trying to block our shit. Like, yo, hold up. We gonna make a law to stop this Obeah stuff. They are causing revolutions. They're burying their dead. They're dancing. They're doing drums. We don't know what it is, but it's pagan. And it ain't Christian, and we got to stop it because these Negroes are going crazy. Where the hell is Yahweh in any of our revolutions? Where? Why are we talking about the Middle East, bro? This shit is madness to me.
Yeah, that's the language. See, language.
What's the language?
So, no, she's circling the language where they call themselves Hebrew. So I'm just like pointing out, yeah, that's the language.
Man, ain't nobody come over here with that shit, man. That's the thing that I'm having, man. This is the problem I've been having for 3 years. Where is this culture? Where is it? Like, I don't understand this. I don't get it.
Just call it like it is, man. These people had hundreds of deities in Canaan, Jerusalem, right there. They had hundreds of deities. They were all Canaanites, different ethnic groups all living in this general area. You had one class of people that got in power and they wanted to uphold their local deity that they revered, which was Yahweh. They wanted that one to be put up on the pedestal. So like I said, they started bodying mother flowers and trying to make their deity be the only one that was worshipped, despite the fact that the other people nearby them worshipped all other deities, including the one that they was praying to, which was Yahweh. These people are not us. They never were, never will be. Did their religion reach far and wide? Yeah. Did it make it to Africa? Yeah. The decent amount of us converted to the religion? Uh-huh. But we didn't come up with this craziness. This was their religion over there, and it changed over a long period of time. And it's okay. I understand. We want to be associated with their mythology. Their mythology puts them as the important people, the chosen people, and everybody want to be this important chosen people. And it's like, yo,
what's wrong with that? Mythology. What's wrong with that, CK? What's wrong with wanting to be something chosen?
It's like wanting to be flipping Wolverine when you're behind, can't heal yourself, and you ain't got no retractable claws. You can want to be it all you want, but you ain't Wolverine.
Yeah, but it don't matter. It's a mental thing. So
yes, it's called mental illness.
Well, a lot of things is mental.
Well, let me rephrase that. It's called mental illness when adults do it. Now, when children do it, it's called just a creative imagination.
We still want that fantasy world. So
you gotta live in reality, man.
Your reality might not be so nice.
Reality is awesome, yo. We got our own deities over there in West Africa. Don't forget, East Africa, they got their own deities.
Yeah, I mean those deities gonna be harsh
cool over there, though.
Depending on where they are. Like that from that region, that harsh environment. That's why that deity is like that. That's a harsh deity. You find the same thing though in Africa with whatever you find like nomadic goat herders. You're gonna find that type of religion. Wherever the environments are harsh like that, it's gonna give birth to that type of deity. You know what I'm saying? When you get to like a place where they're farming, a farming society, you're gonna get a different type of God. I mean,
yeah, I just want to show something real quick. This is real quick.
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing.
Is my thing showing?
Yeah, I just stopped, so it may take a second.
Oh, you let me know when it's showing.
Nobody wants the iPhone share screen like Rob on, like he's master.
No, I bet you the percent be down. They're gonna die in a few.
Y'all can see my screen?
I have to like unstop sharing it and then do it again because I think when you started, I was still sharing.
But Mika, you never will tell me like what your complete stance is. It's all you can always keep it like a mystery.
Because it don't matter. It don't matter. Why does it matter? So stop. Why does it matter?
Because I want to fully understand where you're coming from.
Because you trying to understand. Wow.
Yeah, I like to understand the people I'm talking to. Like listen, I don't feel away if you are or not. Like I don't.
Okay. Well, check this out. I grew up. I'm gonna tell the story a whole bunch of times. I grew up with Hebrews. I went to school with Hebrew. I dated Hebrew. I grew up with Hebrew. I was always told, "Oh, you are the children." I never believed it, but I also was told, you know what? You don't believe me? Go research. Ever since then, I've been researching. So I've been researching. I know who those people, and I'm just trying to give information back to my people the way I can, if I can't, how I can. You know, it's not always easy, but it's what it is.
Yeah.
So, in your research, did you ever find out about how they were worshiping multiple deities, like hundreds?
Yeah.
And how there was a class war going on at one point in time in their history. Did you ever come across that?
Yes.
Because I came across 16-year-old kid. I realized,
No. The thing is, when you don't understand CK, why?
They're showing.
They're showing out.
Somebody got to mute the YouTube.
All right, yo. All right, love you. I can hear you. All right.
Oh.
CK.
I want the niggas
listening, Sister Mika.
Hey, mute the YouTube. Somebody got to mute the
YouTube. What's that? I want to let y'all know that I ain't on this show shit about raising children and sending their ass to college. That's what the hell I'm doing. So everybody like to talk that nonsense about doing the damn thing.
It's a bad echo.
I know what it is. That's he must shit cream rub on.
Now I am. It's still an echo.
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, it went.
The echo is gone?
No. But go ahead.
I'm gonna stop. If it's an echo, I'll wait till I get in my crib and I'll
No, that's you sharing, right?
Yeah, that's me right now.
What you trying to show?
The chat says echoing. Y'all need to mute yourselves and use your headphones, man. Mute the audio from your
No, it ain't that. Just let echo.
Am I still echo? Nope.
Go ahead, Rob. You don't want to get echoing.
All right, so there's no echo. All right, so cool. So what you're looking at here, Mika, right? This is dealing with the Spanish sending the first people to the Americas, right? So I want to make this real clear. When they send people to the Americas, these are the people that they said no, can't come to the Americas. It says the agreement prohibited the residents of the colony of individuals banished from the Spanish kingdoms and those who have been Jews or Moors reconciled. So who did they want here? It said the enslaved were always looked to come, or they was always looking to bring black people here. So it says the Spanish colonization of the Americans, but non-Christian blacks were banned. So the first people who came to the Americas were Christian. But what kind of Christians were they? Were they really Christians? As soon as they came over here, they start tearing things up. But when we always tell you about the slave trade, we tell you that people went to Portugal and Lisbon in the 1440s. They had like 2 generations before this Columbus thing even came around. So these are people who were living there, who got educated by these people, who became the interpreters, who were the people that was on the boats. So this is what I mean by knowing who the hell we are. This right here is called intangible cultural heritage. We ain't come over here with no books. We ain't come over here with none of that. This right here, without even using DNA, will show you who and what people are. It's called intangible cultural heritage. Look what it says here. It says intangible cultural heritage includes oral traditions, performing arts, social practices, rituals, festive events, knowledge, and practices concerning the nature of the universe and the knowledge and skills to produce those traditional crafts. These cultures show us who the people are because we recreated in a different environment. This right here is from UNESCO. There's 5 volumes of this. So if you want to know where the most of the people go, we're going to have to look in them areas.
What happened? He dropped off?
It's quiet.
He must have dropped off. I don't hear no echo. Rob got raptured.
Yeah, I don't hear echo at all. I just told just mute us all and put a plug.
Nah,
I told you his phone gonna die.
Because when Rob was on, everybody echo. That's why he the only one not echoing. But he dropped
his
off.
phone always dies.
Yeah, he got raptured. Caught up in a rapture. Yahweh.
Well, CK, back to what I'm gonna say before I forget. Because somebody reads something, that don't automatically mean that they believe that. So you talking about, oh, when you were 16, you already knew blah blah blah. When I was 16, I didn't care about no damn Bible, so it didn't matter. So that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, but I kind of see but you kind of feel like you do feel like the people in the Middle East and the West Africans are one and the same.
No, okay. You know, it's funny thing about DNA and it's funny thing about people, because at the end of the day, we all came from one origin. Like, we migrated out, we changed a little, we had little mutations that changed, that made us a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Those changes impact your
different.
cultural and traditional experiences of your natural worldview. So it doesn't make you the same.
You said all those different. Say that again.
Yeah. So I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that all mankind comes from the continent. That is true. But when you leave a place and you mutate and you start to create your own worldview, your cultural and traditional perspectives change. So when you come back into an environment that you left from thousands of years, you are not the same person, or you're not the same people. You have mutated, and you have.
But the mutated is small. It's not like a big, huge, like we changed it to a different species kind of mutation.
Your phenotype changes when you mute. Like your nose changes, your eyes slanted, your skin changes. You know, your hair. All of these things. All these things make up that difference. That difference is huge. Now, if we're having a scientific argument about everybody, a Homo sapiens sapien, we all agree that Homo sapiens sapien are all this, you know what I'm saying? Genetically, we're the same. There's very rare differences. And then we can deal with the little differences, like phenotype and things of that nature. We can deal with those little differences because we know. But when we're talking about culture and traditions and the likings, we have to be very specific. Them people aren't the tad bit African.
It depends what you define. You know what? That's so.
Let me give it to you. Let me give you a better example. Maybe this will help you. All right. When you go and you look at African traditions and customs before enslavement, and let's say before the inheritance of any other system, right? In its best form, even in its tainted form, but in its best form, what you see are a lot of similarities throughout the continent. You see ancestral worship. You see through the art, through their artistic expression, song and dance, this homage that's being paid, this reverence that's being paid, these deities being the way that they are, nature-based. You see all of these things that are alike in African traditions and customs. The moment you step foot out of the continent, you start seeing things that are totally different and not resemblance of that. And it goes back to their artistic expression. It goes back to song and dance. All these things are culturally related. So when we go look at that, and language based. Now, when we go and we look at all the things that we actually need or need to identify to draw out these things to see what's what, we will find a lot more differences than likeness. So that's why I said being similar is not the same. They're different for a reason. Just because you can see, and we've had this before, this conversation, that circumcision. You say, well, they got circumcision. You remember you used to argue that. They got circumcision, and then you would say something else that they actually got. Well, they could have inherited circumcision, and they could have appreciated the fact that they needed to also do that. They could, and other good things. That's a part of your human experience, is that you can embrace what someone else is doing, or you can get rid of what someone else is doing. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's related in a such, because a lot of these things that you're talking about, and Alan and Rabon and LaRue and Garfield have all argued this before years ago. You're talking about these religious perspectives are all like trade religions. Mm-hmm. So you're going to see some cross-cultural assimilations when dealing with these trade religions, because you got, like we got on a corner, and these Unc said they was in their biker suit, they karate outfits and things of that nature. You got these dudes standing out in the corner. Now put yourself back in those times when nobody really knew what a Jew or a Hebrew was, right? But you're in a trade market, and you got these people selling everything, and then you got these people who don't have nothing to sell, but they got these loud voices, or they're trying to sell you something. They're trying to sell you on the identity of their God. This goes back. And I'm not saying specifically speaking, but when you have some people that is foreign to the land with nothing to trade, the only thing that they actually could be in the trade market doing business as a selling their gods. And we see this because I'm gonna give you an example. We see this when we talk about the Tuareg and certain Tuareg. Okay, when we talk about the Tuareg near Libya and so forth, right? The Northeast African Tuaregs, and I'm specifically pointing them out because they had all the deities. They had African deities. They inherited Christianity, Islam. You know what I mean? They had dang near everybody's gods, and they were acceptable of everybody's gods, because to them, they were trying to get to the money, control trade, deal with these trade routes, orchestrate trade, because they knew the Sahara and they wanted to make bank. And that's a fact. That's why when we see the Northeast Tuareg with those crosses, and I'm not talking about a Christian cross, but the Tuareg cross. If you look up the Tuareg cross, you'll find out and do a little bit more that these people, those crosses meant directions, and they lived their lives off directions, but they also were inheritable to other people's gods. And that's how things go. The same thing that happened in Kemet. They had their own deities, but they weren't like, nah, we ain't kicking your deity out. They inherited a few other people's deities, but it didn't mean anything to them. But those deities that were inherited by the Remich were what I want to say, uh, based on certain locations. It wasn't all over Kemet. They were in certain areas specifically. And when we look in those certain areas, that's where we see the Hiscos, or that's where we see other foreigners that are foreign to the land. And their gods ended up making it in those areas. And that's just is what it is, but it's cultural, traditional. And that's our differences. And when you break those down, you get to the heart, the root of the problem. Them people are not who we are. It was long-winded, but I'm done.
So okay. So it's just weird to me that just the micro mutation just make us like totally different. So that's just to me that's
it's not the mutation that makes you different.
It's what?
It's your environment that makes you different.
Oh, okay.
It's your environment is the catalyst for everything, even evolution. So depending on what do you have to do to survive, right? So I don't really see things as really a right or wrong or good or bad, right? Because if you're in a desert, you cannot have the type of God that a person can have if they have a farming society, because you're dealing with a harsh culture. You're herding goats. If somebody come and take your goat, or take your goat, you have to react vengefully and violently. Otherwise, those people will come back and take all your goat. You see what I'm saying? So the type of culture you in shapes your psychology and what you have to do to survive. And then that eventually that psychology becomes a norm in that area. It's just how you do business. So that's what I said. You see the same thing with goat herders and nomadic people in the Middle East, and you see the same thing with nomadic people in Africa. They act the same way. They have the same. They goat herd, and they have honor killings. You know what I'm saying? That's just so culture shapes your thought and your psychology.
Oh, so you're saying the culture does make us different. That's what you explaining, right?
Yeah, that environment gonna shape your culture, and
Okay,
your
so it's
culture
not the
gonna shape your
people.
God.
So
Not the
not the people.
mutation itself. Not the mutation. No, it's that environment. It's like just like you put black people, just like you look at the environment that in California, they gangbang. That certain situation created an atmosphere where that is prevalent. Then you go someplace else where black people and they ain't gangbanging like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you cannot go to Cali and think you're gonna be okay over there 100 deep and just be nonviolent. You're gonna get knocked off the scene. You're gonna have to be able to react in a manner to survive in that atmosphere. And then that environment becomes the psychological norm. And then before you know it, it's a culture. Now gang culture is real.
That's why all black people in Africa don't see themselves the same. That's basically what you're saying. Because you black, that don't mean you're the same.
No. All skin folk
can't. Because they have different culture. Africans have different culture.
They have different culture.
But they don't see themselves like they the same people.
No, not mostly. No. I mean, you might have. I mean, like, what if you might have you may have a particular custom that they don't deem moral. You see what I'm saying? They may feel, you know what I mean? You treat, I don't like your system of punishment or something like that, right? So those type of differences is gonna breed different type of cultural norms. But what I've been studying now, you really got to go back to like if you go back to like 12, 15,000 years ago, you got to start with civilization. Civilization is the spawn of like everything you see. Once small tribes start to come together and become one big civilization, then those tribal spiritual systems start to change, because now you have a whole bunch of different tribes trying to coexist in one area, and you know what I'm saying. And that brings about chaos to a certain degree, and that's where you get your pandemics and so forth and so on. All that from civilization.
Yep, taming animals. You know what I'm saying? Living in close proximity to animals. You know, humans are animals, and we all have different ecological niches. And so what we're going through right now, that's going to continue to happen because we all in different animal niches, and you got different animals having to live in close proximity to each other and occupy the same ecological niches that normally don't do that. And so they transferring disease and viruses that's mutating. And then the humans are getting it. So, you know, Man, I heard him talking about, y'all ever seen that disease the deer get? Their whole face have all this stuff on it. They thinking that might could transfer to humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's, it's 7 billion people on Earth, man.
So, you would say most viruses came from animals?
No, humans are animals.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the domestic animals.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, people, and Sean will back me up on that, and everybody that study will.
Yeah, most viruses are zoonotic.
Zoonotic. But watch this, though. This is the part I want to make clear. So I just really be having fun with people with the whole herb thing, right? And for one, if I'm talking vaccines, you can't come on a post and start talking about herbs and plants because they serve two different purposes.
Oh, man.
It's simple. A vaccine, literally, no matter what y'all Negropeans think, a vaccine stops you from getting the disease.
Mm-hmm.
If we had a vaccine for COVID-19, you would not get COVID-19. Get that clear. You got Pseudo Divine, right? He's a nut. Okay, he jumps in and he hits y'all with the use all kind of words out of place. He'll read something. He got a good memory. He got a good memory, like the young Pseudo. These dudes is younger and they got great memories, right? They remember shit and use it all out of place. So he'll remember how exactly a virus really is, right? Just to get you over to the quote unquote herbs and plants, right? So right there, he's out of bounds. If we had a vaccine, you would not get COVID-19. If you had herbs that could cure COVID-19, you would still get COVID-19. And I hope y'all get that. Like this is like when I read the whole Bible and was just showing y'all who the Bible itself says Shem, Ham, and Japheth is, and then everybody fight against that. This is the same conversation. I'm saying vaccines stop you from getting the disease, right? And herbs and food, you know what I'm saying, if done right, and I ain't seen it done right, supposed to help cure. I don't know about all that, but this is what they're trying to say, that it's safer. But how can getting the disease be safer than not getting the disease? See, y'all don't think of that. I'm gonna say it slow. How can getting a disease be safer than not getting a disease? So with a vaccine, you don't get polio. You don't get smallpox. You don't get chickenpox. You don't get measles. You don't get none of these things. With herbs and food, you get polio. You get smallpox. You get measles. You get mumps.
You get all the pathogens. You get whatever you encounter. Because
you get whatever you encounter.
Okay, Sean.
And then hopefully you can get some herbs and eat the right food to lessen the blow. That's ridiculous. And then y'all listen to that. How can that be safer? How can catching smallpox be more safer than not getting smallpox? I just be chilling though. Because I could beat niggas all the way up all day long and be ruthless with it. I could just be ruthless with them niggas.
I got a question.
And let's take in.
No, I got a question on. Okay, let's go back to our African roots. Okay, you know how they used to make.
Let's get back to the roots. Go ahead, Tamika.
Yeah, let's go back to our roots. And Africa.
Wait, Mika, wait. King Sosa had said something that's super, super important, right? Yeah, and I got mad and got off that damn subject. But it wasn't 7 billion human beings occupying niches that other animals occupied. So if you go back far enough, they wasn't even getting it like that. It wasn't that. It wasn't that prevalent. And we still was in trouble though. You know what I'm saying? It's a different world now. It's 7 billion people. Trees are cut down. Man has encroached on in areas where they need not even be. So our ancestors wasn't in it. They didn't have cities with millions of people in it, all like this, like in New York City. I touched something and 1 second later, somebody else was coming behind me touching it. It wasn't that. So they wasn't even all like that with each other. That's important to know. So maybe if you got a little sick, some herbs would help you out. But that shit was 20,000 years ago. That shit was 3, 4, 5,000 years ago. And they still was in trouble. That's all I'm saying, Mika. I hope that really. I know you were trying to say something like that.
No, I get what you're saying.
And if they got it, they'll burn whatever they'll burn it down to social distance.
They wear masks, social distancing. CK got the articles. Niggas was masked up, burn that shit down and go somewhere else. That's the way to wear a mask.
No. They did. If somebody had something, they would vacate the premises, yo. They found the grounds to
Who we talking about?
Unlivable.
Ancient societies.
Various African tribes.
Let's get out, CK. CK, break it out. We've been holding back.
You want me to bring it out? Stand by.
They would vacate the premises if they found. They would think that the gods is telling them to get the hell away.
Yeah. They would, yo. They burning shit down, yo. They burn it down, yo.
Try to kill whatever.
So they practice social distancing, yo. So y'all think social distancing is a European thing? And I read something that was very interesting the other day. This is not the first time that humans have been through pandemics. 1918, y'all should read a book on it. All y'all who acting like this ain't what it is. And in 1918, humans did the same damn thing. They all act like it wasn't real, like they did that. I want y'all to know that this reaction, that's why I call it the God of the gaps. Because humans always get shook and panic out when they do not know and they do not have control over something. They act like the same way a crazy ass man be all out of control about his girl that maybe lives somewhere else and he hear noise in the background or something and she on the phone and his mind automatically thinks she's doing something. Because you always want control. It's always about control for human beings. We gotta control it. And if we can't control it, we're gonna make it seem like we can control it. So we want to be able to control nature, so we make up a God that we can control nature with. Do y'all get that? But somebody else talk.
Yeah, I get it. I mean, it's simple, but I don't think that everybody else understands the severity of what's going on when we talk about these people's culture, yo.
I don't.
Like, you know, you okay, let me dumb it down. I'm gonna say it slow.
You don't have to say it slow. Just make it make sense.
I do.
Make it make sense. Don't slow it down.
In order to understand a people's worldview, you have to go and remove all the things that you're using to impose that.
I got a short
upon that worldview.
When you talk slow like that, I got a short attention span, so you gotta make it fast.
I thought you said that you like to research, though. You be researching a lot.
I said no. He was saying something, and he was saying it slow. That's there you go, CK.
All I'm saying to you is you can't impose your American ideology, definitions, and terms on an old worldview. Meaning you have to remove your biases and you have to go in with an unbiased worldview to understand how these people were living. If you refuse to understand how they were living, you're never going to really get what's out of it that's meant for you to get out of it. Why? Because you're inflicting things on something that they didn't really mean for it to say, be, or do. So, example of that, again, is understanding how they moved during the times of pandemics. That's all we're saying. These people didn't know what they had encountered. So the first thing that came to mind for them was, it's not meant for us to be there. We need to get from that area. There's something, and I'm using, I don't want to use that word. I want to say unholy, but there's something unholy there. Something's haunting us. Something is at us. Evil is upon us. We got to get the hell away.
Yeah, hey man, listen, man. And I think what you just said was perfect. So let me get a stab at it. What he's basically saying is, we're running around with iPhones, MacBooks, Dell computers, Google Earth, talk about some ancient people that wouldn't have known what the hell we was talking about. So they was just filling in the gaps they had. That's why we be saying it's real ridiculous these days to have some kind of personal God and all that. It's kind of ridiculous. Even with the things we don't know, there's a lot of things we can know. And your first inkling should never be to go to this mystical spooky. I'm gonna always go to science first. So like if a piece of paper fall, I'm not gonna say God did that or ghosts did that. I'm gonna look for the scientific reason. We got too much shit to look at. Like we know that the world we live in is so beautiful and so mysterious and so important and so everything that it's a place for us to learn. We don't gotta fill in the God of the gaps. I know we have Stone Age minds and space age bodies now. I get like our mind is still has not gotten to the point where it's not out of the Bronze Age. And so we still believe because believing helped us. Maybe belief will help you in your relationship with something, with your kids. If you believe them, I don't know. But I'm just trying to tell y'all that, man, they thought it was something. What else was they going to think? Tommy just died. He was a good guy. He didn't do nothing wrong, but he died. I don't know. He got this thing. And everybody that came in contact with him got this thing. I don't know what it was. Man, he didn't even know what color it was. You know, with the water, the tainted water, people was dying from that. Yeah, they had to, I forget the white boy, and it was a white boy, how he figured out it was the damn water. Because what they used to do was they just would say, yo, it's the area that's killing us. They didn't realize it was the water. And one time, the dude was like, well, in that area, there's a pool where everybody drinks. Well, okay, why is everybody down in this area? What is there in that area that is in no other area? That's how he did it. And he said, well, it's water there. And we know the preacher drink, everybody drink that. Maybe that's it. And that's when they realized it's the water. Before that, they was thinking, man, they didn't even have, y'all should read, man, go to any encyclopedia works, Encyclopedia Britannica, right? And read the theory of disease, what's called the germ theory. That's a trip, yo. They thought it was bad air, man. They thought it was the air coming from swamps, yo. Like, y'all gotta really read, man, to really get the whole. Then once y'all start reading, you're gonna say, people are banana, like the conscious community, man, I'm done with that, man. Like they are crazy. And I mean literally crazy. They say one thing and they end up doing something else. Like they don't like white people, but everything they do is white people. It's just like Sean is right. Like they didn't know. Like, man, like, and then y'all want to go back to a place when we didn't know? Do y'all realize that y'all advocate going back to a place in time when we didn't know? Who does that? I'll tell you who does that. Crazy white people and black people who do not know their history. Because if you do understand your history, you would truly know that we are a very progressive people. Homo sapiens sapiens is very progressive, but the African is progressive. And as a matter of fact, if we go back to the biblical part when they was talking about Ham's seed, like Canaan, you know what I'm saying, and the mighty hunter. Right, what's his name? What's his name, Sean? The mighty hunter? I forget his damn name.
Nimrod.
Huh?
Come on, Nimrod.
Nimrod and all them. They in the Bible, they were saying these guys was mighty builders. They invented brick and mortar. Remember, I was reading. They did all, and they built the city to God, yo. So even in the Bible, the black people they came in contact with had to been sharp. Had to been. But they always looked at them as being that their technology made them evil. Do y'all get that? They thought technology was evil, dog. Oh, them Egyptians was evil. They got to be. They practicing magic. How the hell that man was about to die in battle, and how the hell they put his leg back together again? That's evil. That's witchcraft. The Europeans was thinking that type shit was witchcraft. Did y'all know that they was actually burning witches at the stake because they understood certain plants and stuff and could actually help a person out a little bit? Man, they burned them at the stake, but they said it was magic. Y'all act like Europeans been on this medical tip. That's a bunch of malarkey. That's why we always talk about Onesimus. We bring it up for a reason. Because I'm in the 1700s, which ain't that long ago, y'all. In the 1700s, listen to me clearly. You couldn't tell the difference between a Dr. Sebi quack and a real doctor quack. They was all quacks. Listen, so this is the environment that the anti-vax started. In an environment where doctors was kooks for real, and the kooks was kooks for real, and the kooks and the doctors is fighting over each other on who got the best shit. None of them had it. None of them. And so they actually was like, man, I'm not taking that. Do what? I'm not doing that. And Europeans, they was tying Europeans down. They was locking you up if you didn't take the smallpox vaccine. They heard you. They'd be like, boy, and they would burn your house down. You know, black people got it worse. They was burnt. It's called pox houses. Look it up. POX houses. Where they throw your ass in there and you're done. You're quarantined up. You either make it or you don't. Locking you. Oh, you ain't gonna take the vaccine? We locking you up. And when they locked you up and it wasn't even a vaccine yet. They was giving you smallpox. Because that's what Onesimus and them did. They gave themselves a small amount of smallpox. That's what they did in China. They took the scab from smallpox and crushed it up and they blew it up your nose. This is what they did. In Africa, they cut a slit and put a small part of it in there. Man, like 7 out of 40 people would die from that. This is the world we came up in. This is the world that gave rise to vaccine. That's that world. Y'all can't put y'all mind now back in that world and say, I'm scared of vaccines. Whoa. Whoa. I wouldn't expect nobody today to say, yeah, cut my arm and put some COVID-19. You got to literally sign up for it because then Sean will tell you about it, about the trials they're trying to do right now. You got people actually say, I'm going to sign up if you give me some COVID-19. So that's why it's very frustrating when we try to convey to these herbologists, man, like the divine, shut the hell up. Shut the flipping up. It's not time for you yet. When we talk about herb, then you do all that. But right now, everybody just need for y'all to shut the hell up, man. Like it's dangerous, man. You got the pills, doing lectures, all that. Like, really? Let me shut up, man. Because now I done went over. I'm getting hot. I get hot. I'm thinking about Polite and all them and something that and hype, man. You know what? Let me. Nope. I'm gonna mute it out.
Yo, Polite was having a party, Unc. You better leave him alone, yo.
Polite is balling.
He was having a pajama party. Somebody said
he was having an orgy.
I was like, what in the world is Polite doing, yo?
I didn't see that.
That's a lucky man.
I didn't see that.
Nobody balling like him. So
yeah, you watch TV and believe everything on TV too. I see.
Dude, she do.
No, I do not. I do not watch TV.
Yeah, you watch YouTube. The same thing.
Yeah, I watch YouTube, but not TV. Yeah, well, not basically the same thing.
Go back to the roots. Go back. We were going to the African roots. Where was you
right.
going?
Oh,
yeah. Good one, Sosa. Good one.
Okay, I would say
we need that link though, CK, for the
actually, you know what?
Copy. My bad. I'm multitasking. Let me get it together.
Go ahead, Meek.
Go ahead, Hebrew, man. Just say, what tribe are you?
The tribe of, okay, let me tell you what tribe I am. Okay, let me tell you. I'm gonna tell you what
I've been trying to get the truth out of her, man, for years.
Okay, look here.
You're a Benjamite?
No. Guess what? I'm a Brooklynite. I'm a Brooklynite. Brooklyn.
Got one foot in the game, one foot out the game, yo. One day she a Hebrew, the next day she African.
She running, man. What's your Hebrew tribe? Like, what you rep?
I rep in Flatbush every day, all day.
Okay, so then you're a Benjamite then. That's what you telling me.
Yeah, tribe of Benjamin. Tribe of Benjamin.
Well, call it what you want. That's right.
So, yo, why don't you just tell the people you a Hebrew?
Because I be lying.
Yes.
But
what?
She like the mystery, man. She like the mystery. I thought it was just me because she was not telling me.
You ain't got, all you gotta do is look at her action. She be in every Hebrew chat every time they go.
Yeah, because I'm learning. How else you gonna learn?
Learn what?
Listen,
I'll be like,
I remember one time when someone was all up in the what they call Aboriginal, the old whatever. I remember they was up in their chat all the time. Do that make them that?
Don't let them finesse.
Who you talk about?
Who you talking
I remember
about?
a few people that used to be up in their chat. So do that make them that?
Do you remember their names?
The owls, man. They know who they are.
About, man. I've been banging on Aboriginals for 4 years, B. And the first one I met was Quincy Hoyt. I ain't know about none of that. I was like, what is this dude talking about? He pulled out that book, The Rocks, and all. What the hell is this? I'm like, yo, go up there. Who's this guy? He's like, yeah, he done with Ali Muhammad. I was like, Ali Muhammad, who's that? He's like, yo, the shop people. What the hell? Oh God. Oh yeah, we gotta get him. That's like 4 years ago. This is when we was on Black Talk. You knew. I don't know what you're talking about. You knew around it.
Well, Ice Cube say we made him American.
Yeah, I just saw that bullshit. Now we gotta hear Aboriginals. Now we gotta hear Aboriginals for the next goddamn 2 weeks.
Yeah, this is about to back.
That dude got on that show.
He said what?
He said we Native American.
No, that's not what he.
Who said that?
Ice Cube. He got on the Roland Martin show. He went on. Just look Roland Martin, Ice Cube. You'll see it.
Yeah. He said some of us was already here.
He said, yo, we Aboriginals. All of us ain't come on the stage. He was here already. I was like,
damn, man, not Ice Cube. So let me ask y'all this. Hold on. So y'all know it's progression, right? So okay, and Rob Bourne, you know it, yo. You've been around for a long time. You wasn't having people having that conversation. So I guess we gotta let them progress like we had to progress. I think that's what it is now. It's so popular right now, right? But all those people that's doing that, the ones that study, because this thing is made for the study and the serious conversation, right? They will get to that point where Ice Cube will look back and say, that's ridiculous. Yeah, obviously he's looking at the same things we looked at back then.
B.O.B. ain't changed. B.O.B. ain't changed. B.O.B. Man, B.O.B. ain't changed. They getting his garbage. Listen, man, they getting that dang Callaway, yo. They getting that dang Callaway.
I'm saying this. This is what I'm saying. I don't think it's a progression. I think it's the same thing. The European plan was to make us disconnect from Africa and hate ourselves. Everybody you're right, it did happen in stages. We want to be everything except African. It first started. We came over here, had our culture, did it. Some of us adopted Christianity because they promised us freedom. Later on down the line, it's okay. We can identify with this part in the Bible ideologically, but not literally. Later on, dudes start having dreams. I had a dream. Oh, we the Israelites. Oh shit! Now all these cults popping up. Then they become Asiatics. Then we become Moabites. Then we become everything.
5%.
Yeah. What you think the word Asiatic means? No, but that's where that's at. It's all in there. Everything is South African, so it's not a progression. It's a running from being African. And this girl Tamika is one of them.
But listen, some of that comes from at the time we weren't scientifically literate, right? So, and we didn't know who we were. So when we looked at things and we saw that they looked like us, you know what I'm saying? And they had the whole type of science where like Negroid features, we accepted all things that had those Negroid features were us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right, because I did too. But
yeah,
it's the same thing now. We done had the internet for almost 20 years now. So like that's how come Dr. York was able to make them books or people was able to make coke, because you could just say whatever. Ain't nobody here. You gotta go to the library and go read. That's what you had to do then. There wasn't no coke. If this was like back in the days, half of these people won't even be around, son. I can put my life on it, son. These dudes won't be around because you gotta read. You can't have a conversation with me if you ain't read this.
And some of the books in the library, you got to spend your money.
Now we got the internet, which is a gift and a curse. So what's the excuse now? They pop in a YouTube video. It looked nice. It looked good. Well, he did say a real person name. I looked him up. I did see the ACS does exist. Well, come on, son. This dude Dane told me that West Africa was unpopulated before the Aboriginals got there. I said, hold up. There was no people there in the 16th century or 14th. He's like, no. I was like, yo, you don't got no documents. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy.
That look at
That's
shit.
because and then people believed it, not knowing even just basic history of West Africa, that we got 4 kingdoms over there. Major empires, actually. I'd rather say. That's crazy. How could you even say something like that? How could you say something like that? At least no Mansa Musa, man. Goddamn.
Yeah, but you know, we just really threw out. We just threw out Van Sertima not too long ago, though. We really just got to the point where Van Sertima was like null and void. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, because his source was Leo Wiener, the dude from Harvard. Even Marcus Garvey used the dude. So let's be real. Marcus Garvey said we Aboriginals too. He said that shit.
A lot of people still believe that, though. A lot of people ain't there yet, bro. For real. A lot.
You know what's deep though? Raw born right though, because hip hop. Look back at hip hop. It was always for the Hebrews. Karis One was talking about the Hebrews was black. So hip hop got to change. Some kind of way we got to change hip hop, yo. Y'all get that? Because hip hop got to change. Because that's how the masses get the information. When you got people like Ice Cube and them saying it, you feel me? That's trouble, yo. You think about Jay-Z. Think about what Jay-Z came out of.
Come on, man. What's that dude? What's that dude name? The basketball player, Kyrie Irving. This nigga is he's on the front of the goddamn paper talking about I'm an Indian, and he had the whole thing on. I'm like, yo, son, this shit is nuts.
He said the what?
So he was native and all that.
Yeah,
I had the magazine and that dude, the other rapper, Pharrell, all these weird, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't forget about K. Dot either. Kendrick Lamar. He said he's Israelite too.
Yeah, but that Israelites always been there though, son. That shit been here for a while. Right. So like, ain't no really separating it. It's just breaking down the history. Like, yo, I'ma keep telling these dudes, and I'm waiting for somebody to step up. I can't get nobody. Yo, the Hebrew Israelites were made in America, bro, and it was made to fight white supremacy, bro. Period. I challenge anybody on.
I agree.
It was made here.
You
were made up.
It was made here in America. So
I know that. I'm just saying you support the Hebrew movement strongly.
She do strong.
No, you know what? Guess what? Let me tell you something about the Hebrew that y'all don't have. Brotherhood. So boom.
Brotherhood, but
y'all don't have none.
There it is.
I got brotherhood. I got brotherhood because I tell that my little team, my little side brotherhood. When I have a debate, I open up. I am a part of the nation in Gaza earth first. I always the first thing that come out of my mouth. Those are my brothers. That's what saved me. I don't care if you call Yaku Pseudo. Okay, yeah, Pseudo. All right, you got that. You can have that. You can have the Travis Sebastian. Yeah, you can have that. But I'm holding on to the black man's daughter. Like we the original man. I'm holding on to that. I ain't letting that go. I ain't letting the math go. I ain't letting the alphabet. I ain't letting none of that go. All them other little questions and stuff, yeah, I know what I understand the history of it. So now if you understand that and can explain it and be like, yo, this is something that we use at this time. All right, this is what I use for it now, because that's where I'm at. I mean, but the other people don't do that. They'll tell you that they shit is the only way, is the truth, and you need to follow this 100% or else you're not right. That's wrong. That's indoctrination. You don't.
Yeah, but check this out. I always hear people say, "Why don't y'all go make up your own culture or whatever, your own religion?" So what's wrong with they just made up their own religion, culture, and they made it into their own.
You mean they stole someone else's culture?
Well, everybody steals somebody else's culture.
You can make your own thing up. Here's the problem, and I'm gonna keep saying this. Great. The Abrahamic faiths are identity. It's an identity eraser philosophy, yo. If you go into that and don't go past the tenets and the teach, you saying that everything started with Noah and his 3 sons. You erasing all of our history. Your book does not come. I don't care about. Oh, we think it was around 900 BC. You don't got that book physical copy nowhere. No.
No. Let's check this out, Robert. Robert, who is telling you your history?
We are.
No, not all the time. Those people going in.
They don't want to listen.
I'm
listening. Let me listen.
I cut off. My thing cut off while I was reading what I was reading. I don't need to read it. I just like to show when I'm talking about some dude, oh, he just making that up. So I brought up the UNESCO book. I'm like, yo, here's go to history of the Caribbean. Yo, you said you from Flatbush, right? Right? You ever went to the West Indian Parade?
Yes.
What do they call it?
The Jamaican Parade?
No, what else? What's the words they call it? They call it Juve, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, they have John Canoe on there. Everything they do with the masks to even Pacific dances and what they doing, that's all tracing back to our West African secret societies and stuff that we was doing. Do you want the names? I can tell you Abungi, that society. From looking at LeBron James throwing powder in the air, from just our drums and our music and how we communicate and move, by looking at the black church, the ring shout, call and response, all of that right there. When we even rapping, that is griots. That's how we tell our story. What are we rapping about? We rapping about the stuff that's going on. That's what our griots are doing. They can sit there for 6 hours and tell you the whole history of their nation. That's how we know who we are. Our culture is still here. Anansi stories are still here. It's all right in front of you. You just can't see it because you have blinders on your eyes to hate Africa. That was the European job. So that we can't organize. So somewhere down the line, something happened where people started believing in this shit. And they took it too far. When you believe in any of these, look what they did to our history in West Africa. Look what the Arab did. These niggas are saying that, yo, the first kings in Ghana is 22 kings, and they were white people. What are you talking about? Oh, the Yoruba, we descend from Muhammad. What the hell are you talking about? Why is that in our record? We ain't write that shit. Or the indigenous people who were dealing with their actual tradition didn't write that. These are colonizer, mind frame people. You need to look at John Henry Clark. You be liking videos and stuff. I don't think you be watching them. John Henry Clark made a video. The Great and Mighty Walk, yo. The Great and Mighty Walk, yo.
Yep.
You need to watch that. If you don't gotta read a book, I'm telling you to watch that video. Watch the Great and Mighty Walk. Understand, when you deal with that right there, that is showing you from our inception how this shit erases your history. That's the problem we having with it. You ain't no goddamn Abraham. I don't know Abraham. Who the hell was Abraham? You gonna say, well, I don't know Shango. I don't know all this shit. So my people said that we nigga brews, and I'm gonna be a nigga brew today. Everything in our actual culture. If you look up the 1700 laws that bans they ban our shit, but it's okay to be a Christian. It's okay. You want to be a Hebrew? We gonna call you terrorist, but guess what? We'll give you a 501c, nigga. Because we don't have a problem with you niggas. We ain't worried about you. We worried about these other dudes if they try to unite. We got a problem with those type of niggas. Nah. Can't do it. You still under the nigga brew spell. You under the nigga brew spell.
No, but listen, Robon. So you gonna give up on your people?
What do you think? I mean, outside of this, outside of being on the internet, I mean, I kind of put what I do outside of it. I don't give up on my people. And if I did, I don't get paid to do presentation. Now I'm going presentation crazy. I just did 3 of them. Did 2 in 1 day. So like, why you think I'm doing that for? Well, I'm just gonna do this just because, I'm bored and I'm gonna do this.
No, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Don't give up. That's the same way I feel about the so-called nigga brews. I don't want to give up on. They can get help.
That's your problem.
They can get help too.
That's your problem. There you go, y'all.
I can't help.
There you go. That's your weakness, yo. The truth is, the best we can do is to save ourselves, man. And hopefully pass on what you do to your babies. I
I'm
ain't
just
trying
trying
to
to
save
know
everybody
who
else.
was that? That was your son that you put on the phone in college?
Yeah, that's my son. Yep.
That's the answer right there, bro.
Yep. But you know, I got twins, right?
That.
Both of them in college, same time, same school.
Yeah, so this is what I'm talking about. So you know, that's that. I mean, you pass that knowledge on
Yeah.
to them. I mean, somebody might have heard them. What you mean, Black African power? Who was you talking to? Oh, my dad. Oh, you on that back to Africa shit?
Nah, you know I ain't on the back to Africa shit.
Nah, I'm saying that's what the people around here might be saying. Oh, you talking that back to Africa shit?
You get a better chance in college. You know what I'm saying? Go say, fuck it, nigga. Let's go to the library then while you talking shit. Find what you talking about, and let's see if we can find what we talking about. Let's go. Let's go down here to the science department. Let me see what
that.
you got.
You don't like that. You don't like that. You like
that.
You like
Stop
nigga
telling me
brew
what I
chats.
like.
You like nigga brew chats.
So do.
Listen,
You was in
those nigga brew chats too.
What?
She come
No,
in peace.
I'll be
No,
in there.
you was in those nigga brew chat too, Rob Boy.
I'm in there.
You remember?
Yeah, I was there, and I said, "I look at you. I see you."
Yeah, and I see you too. We was both seeing each other.
Yeah, but I be on the show though.
You don't know what I be. Listen,
you
got cursed out as much as I got cursed out.
Mickey said you was in the club and then Rob Boy so he's like, oh, what you doing here, bro?
Hey, what we got? We got 178 subscribers over here, man. Everybody got to subscribe, man. We got to build this channel up, man. Everybody subscribe, right?
Yeah, man, this shit is crazy, yo.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yo, I'm telling you. I mean, we all talked about it numerous times. I don't know. The people like the pseudo shit. Young Pharaoh winning. He killed his mentor. What's his name? Said he's dead. We don't know what happened to him. He's gone. Every single person that we keep calling pseudo, they people want to hear them. And now when you look at popular culture, they not quoting Amir Squad. They ain't quoting dude. They quoting them. Where you think they get it from? Where the kid got that shit from?
Yeah, but that's okay.
Islam.
Yeah, the masses are always gonna be ignorant.
Yeah, we can handle. I can handle that though, Rob Bourne. I can actually handle that because I know you can't teach that shit to your kids and they go be successful. So the shit die with them.
Yeah, it's only dangerous when
that's why Mika, since you mentioned 5%. Let me help you break this down. Only 5% of small population know the truth, and they gonna make it. 85%, the majority of people are easily led in the wrong direction and hard to be led in the right. And then you got 10% of the population, which so happens to be the European, who is the minority on the planet Earth, who constructs these different ideologies and things that go around. And they're the ones that run the shit, making you believe in the mystery God, a spook that you can't see with your physical eye, Mika, trying to find out who God is.
Let me tell you something. You getting it all wrong.
That's what the 5% is. No, I'm going off on her.
When you look at the European and Spain, though, they understood even from that Spanish period, like to separate God and came with the science. They understood like, yo, when it comes to this science, the religion gonna take a back seat, and they started.
I disagree with that. I disagree with that. Them Spanish people.
Yo. They did, bro.
Okay. I'm gonna say this.
I can dock you.
When they were fighting each other, even when you have the Protestants fighting the other people, and you have the Crusades and all that, those military orders, the Order of Christ, Order of Santiago, all of that is based around some kind of myth. I did something on it today about St. James the Moor Slayer. They made a whole order about this, of military people, but they dealing with technology, they dealing with guns, they dealing with trade, they dealing with that, but they created a myth about some horse that comes out of the sky and the cross comes down and it just obliterates all the people, and they put this in their people's mind with the technology though. So
that's in the beginning stages of it, but that's why you see it culminate into what it is now. And they start separating that shit. That's why you can't teach it in school.
Now Spain is fucked up now.
Yeah, because it evolved. Because they start saying, yo, we can't. Don't teach that in schools. See what I'm saying? You see, they start separate.
You're right. I agree with you.
Yeah, because they saw what the Pope started doing, and they was like, yo.
You're right. I agree with you.
We're not going that route. We're not going backwards.
I tell you what's deep. Until Africa, right? I know people won't get mad. Until Africa learns how to separate, right? It's science from its spirituality, or they will never grow.
I ain't want to say it, but listen, I was watching.
Gotta say it. They gotta. I'm gonna say it.
Pseudos.
I was watching what's killing Africa really though. It's tradition, right? They
but that's part of your spirituality though.
They don't want. I'm talking about that. The guy was asking them, why don't you, with all the new things out, why don't you change? He said, it's tradition. This is how the people before me did it, and this is how we doing it.
Yeah, it's like the Egyptians. Yo, remember everything was old, was renowned to them.
Yeah, they
so
don't.
It's the same thing. They got to get past that. They will. They.
So what do you think about what Akon said?
I think he was right. What did he say? I think he's right.
He said that the Africans in Africa, they don't focus or they don't even know about the slave trade.
Don't think about it.
In the U.S., we need to let it go and just forget about it, and then we'll be able to move forward.
I disagree with that. No,
I disagree. Yeah, he did say that.
But he's wrong with that. So no, bitch ass Akon. We don't gotta let it go because we the ones got captured. Y'all can let it go because y'all didn't get captured. I get that. Y'all didn't go through. Y'all got colonization. Y'all got to deal with the crack on your head right now, based off colonization. So it's two different issues. He need to make that known. No, we don't need to do nothing. We want our check. And that brings me back to something else, right? I'm not voting until I get a politician, a governor, a mayor, somebody that's running. And I don't care what color they is. I don't care what ethnic background they come from. I'm going to vote for you if you say, I'm willing to fight to get that check cut. Cut the check. Plain and simple. I don't care how black you are. I don't care if you Indian. I don't care if you mixed mother white. I don't care. I don't care if you Donald Trump. If you talking about cut the check, I'm gonna vote for you. That's where I'm at.
What if they're lying though, huh?
Man, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm lying shit. Well, then you got at least you can talk about cut the check. I don't care. I want to hear him say we fighting to cut the check. So just lie to me then.
Check it out.
In front of you and they ain't
check it out. I think I said this on the show before. They told us that to do reparation, it'd be from 1 trillion to close to 4 trillion, and we don't have that kind of money. But you niggas is about to spend $4 trillion in less than a year right now. You already
they got that money, baby. Don't worry about that. Cut the check.
Right.
Cut the check.
Hey, I did like that statement you made, He was like, if you don't support us get reparations, you a racist. I like that statement. Just I ain't trying to hear nothing else. You racist.
Yeah,
that's
but
it.
I wouldn't say don't vote though, I would say vote locally for the things that we know that you do have politicians that's in the local government that has something to do with our change. We can't just be out of it completely because that's what they wanted us from the beginning. They ain't never wanted us to be a part of this.
We navigate. Yeah, but we navigate without none of that shit. The shit we can't navigate is the fucking gap they got. That's the gap we can't navigate. We can get around everything but that. The wealth gap, the education gap. That's why we run around how about this shit ain't real. It's the education gap. It's the social economics. Like science is hard. I never expect nobody to get it. You got to be a serious dude. You can't, or a serious sister. You can't be wanting to memorize some shit. Because science, if you memorize shit in science, that don't help you understand it. You got to understand it. Why? So if I say evolution, if you just trying to memorize, you'll think that evolution occurs in a person. Evolution does not occur in a person. It does not occur in one animal. No, it does not do that. Evolution occurs in a population. What the hell do that mean, Unc? In a population? Yeah. You got to transfer your damn genes. The gene, that's why you're here. Because you're able to, one of your ancestors was able to transfer genes. It's about gene transfer. And whatever genes you give to the next generation, it has to give them an advantage to reproduce and make it to the age of reproduction. That's called a valuable offspring. So if you keep giving babies with one fucking leg, that's not a valuable offspring. They're gonna die out. So evolution does not occur in one person. But you gotta read to understand that. You know how long it takes for you to get that? It does not occur in one person, man. Oh, yeah. It does not occur in one person, man. You said a million times. You give the spotted moth example, how the pollution came, and how trees in Europe was white. Certain trees was white. The pollution came in based off of burning fossil fuel. London fog. You had moths living on those trees, spotted moths. Some were white in color with spots, some were black in color with spots. The ones in black were very little on white trees. The ones that were white with spots were very many on white trees. Why? Not because each moth evolved, because the population of moths, the genes in the white moths got passed on more often. Why, Because they got eaten less. So there was more moths to transfer the pale gene father. Whereas though the black moths got eaten more often, so less moths transferred their genes. The offspring wasn't as valuable because they were standing out like sore thumbs. That's why, oh, wait a minute, they passed the Clean Air Act. The smog left. And when it left, the trees went from being, no, my fault, hold on. Trees turned black. Once the trees turned black, now when the smog came and the trees turned black, now those white moths will stand out like a sore thumb. Now their offspring, which used to be valuable because they was white, now they getting eaten up more often. So now the population of white moths living on black trees do like this. And the black spotted moth population are more valuable in an environment where the trees are darker. So the predators can't see them as often. But them white moths on them black trees that turn black because of the fog, they in trouble. They genes they keep passing on keeps producing white moths that stand out like sore thumbs on dark trees. Wait a minute, the Clean Air Act is now passed. They clean up the smog or fog. Now, the trees go from being black now, where there are more population of spotted black moths or more than the population of white spotted moths. Population now, past that act, the air is clean. Now those trees slowly turn back from dark to white. And the population of dark moths start to come down because they're passing on genes that are causing moths to be darker. But now they're standing out on white trees. Now that gene, which is a dominant gene, see, here we go. That recessive gene in the white moths give them valuable offspring that allow them to flourish to the point where it does this again on the white trees that went from black to white. See that? Evolution occurs in the population, not one moth, not one human, not one fish, not one bird, and not one plant. But how many really understand that? It takes years to read and understand. You can hear the words coming out my mouth right now, and you still won't understand. I just want to say that. There you go. Anyway, the point is, science is hard, and I do not expect people to get it.
We got it. Now let's get down to the get down. Ain't the woman the future? Now let's get back to Mika. Are you willing to stand up against the identity erasing philosophies in our community? Yes or no?
If it's gonna help, but y'all don't know how to do it right. Cause y'all just it's all about beating up.
You don't know how to do it right.
Really, Mika?
Yes, really.
Mika.
Instead of y'all don't know how to have other people think. Okay, go ahead.
Check it out, Mika.
Let us talk.
I'm gonna let it go. I'm working on Brother Devon. I'm gonna get him in the conversation. I need a big wig. I can't be talking to these other guys. I'm gonna get him over there. We're gonna have a nice discussion. I'm cool with Tazari. I talk to him, but he don't want to have a conversation with me, bro. What you want me to do? I'm not gonna call him out every day, yo. Come on, that's not my style. I don't do that. We do know how to do it. All of us know how to do it. All of us did it, but it was fun back then. That was the shit. It wasn't as fun to watch Unc run around with a bullhorn trying to scream at them dudes and he can't out-scream them. That shit was hilarious. These niggas got a speaker and he trying to out-scream them.
Them niggas turned it up. Them niggas said they turned it up louder than they ever before. They said they never was gonna let me get my words out. And I ain't really know how to work that bullhorn. That shit was crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, the point I want to make is very simple. Mika, I don't beat nobody up. I only beat people up that attack me. See, you never pay attention. You always, you kind of
listen. I watch what y'all do.
Mika, I do.
Y'all
Mika,
do not, the way y'all conversate
Mika,
with them,
Mika,
they not gonna listen. They not gonna listen.
Mika, prove to me that Brother Unc immediately attacks a person that calls in. Prove that. I try to teach you.
You got too many videos.
Nah, man. No.
We let you talk for a long behind time.
Nah, man. I'm telling y'all, man, go back and listen to that shit, man. So y'all mean to tell me y'all don't know, y'all don't understand that Divine be trying to get me? Y'all don't get that shit? Y'all don't get that the nigga is trying to be slick and I smell him a mile away and get him? Y'all gotta know that already.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he expressed his opinion and you went,
Mika,
hell
Mika,
no, you're not gonna say that.
Mika, if I'm having a conversation about fucking Ferraris, listen to me. And a nigga come on there and talk about polar bears. What the fuck? What the fuck? Just because you know parts of the fucking Ferrari, nigga, that ain't the conversation. You gotta get God at that point. We're talking about Ferraris. You're talking about the fucking brown bear. You're disturbing the conversation. You're wrong. Simple as that. So if I'm talking vaccines and you talking plants, you're wrong. So if I cuss you out at that point, you earned it because you're supposed to know better. And if you don't know better, I'm gonna make you know better. You're just wrong.
So why you don't have a conversation with him so you could get his side?
Mika.
You don't get his side. Okay, I understand how you feel, but you running on emotion. You're running on emotion.
See, you're doing it, Mika. I'm not doing no emotions. You're doing it, Mika. You're doing it. Have a conversation with Divine. How many times I gotta beat the nigga up?
That's what we were talking about. We were talking about how you give information. We were talking about how you give information. That's all y'all do is beat up people. I was correct.
The nigga be coming for my head every time he on the lot. This nigga come with a full-blown presentation.
Oh, Lord.
If I'm at Mika, if I invite you, I give you an example. I invite you on the show. I want Mika to talk about nursing shit. CK calling this motherfucker with a full-blown presentation. You be like, damn, Unc, I thought it was my show. Why you bring her in here? You're going to already be ticked off. And then I'm like, hold on. Nigga, let her talk. You be like, let her talk? I thought I had the interview, Unc. I'm talking about nursing. She's talking about some Hebrew shit. You going to get mad, Mika? And she going to keep talking and y'all beefing at that point. It ain't your fault, though. It's my fault because I knew it was your show. And I know that she always trying to get you when y'all talk. You would be mad now, wouldn't you? I couldn't then blame Mika. Oh, Mika, you wouldn't let her talk. You be like, wouldn't let her talk? It was my show. And then I'll have a show with CK on it and let her talk all she want and badly let you get in the motherfucker. At a certain point over the years, you're going to say, wait a minute, this shit's stupid. So that's what it was for me, Mika. It became very, very stupid and ignorant, especially when people's lives are extinct. These niggas is talking about fucking up y'all lives, yo. I'm supposed to sit back and be nice? Nigga trying to tell you don't wear a mask. Nigga trying to tell you that herbs and some fucking mushrooms and green algae gonna stop coronavirus. And I supposed to sit back and let that roll? Y'all got me up. Come on now. Really? People are dying. My two twins' uncle died from coronavirus. He's dead. He wasn't planning on dying before fucking December. Okay? He was in good health. He's dead. I supposed to let Divine them tell you there's some fucking red algae and some mushrooms. I played the tape. The nigga stood up in the middle of one of the most important debates that we community has had, because it was preparing us for these moments right here. It was the most important. This fool get up with a room full of hungry, crazy, self-entitled white people, anti-vax people, taking it back to 1,700 people. He stands up in the middle of that crowd. He coops up on their side. Then he started hollering about red algae and mushrooms. Really, Mika? Have a conversation with him? Really?
Yeah, yo, listen, right? This is something I was having a conversation with the other dudes, but it didn't work out. Well, the debate, I apologize. I'm on it. I'm at the stage like this now. Yo, I'm not making videos talking about people or none of that. If I have a problem with your information and I feel that you really pseudo, I'm gonna have my guns on and I want to talk to you. Yo, come on here. Let's talk. But my guns is ready. I'm not just gonna have a conversation just to be like, no, I'm gonna have my sources up. And I think the conversation need to have Divine, you pseudo. I'm telling you pseudo, come over here. And that's it. And once that conversation is on, boom, next.
The thing with Divine though is like,
nah, that's something you can do. Y'all already
Rob
beat
on,
the
I
nigga
agree.
up. Yeah, I agree for Rob Bourne, but how many times do I gotta beat up this nigga? This nigga told the community to take clear lungs.
How many?
Yo,
Traditional Chinese medicine. The Chinese ain't even taking it. Man, y'all got, man, look, the shit be so decisive and clear, the niggas just miss it. I ain't got, look,
Hey, you remember that? You remember they used to make the Chinese drink for like thinking it's like ginseng?
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, man. I ain't gonna keep having a conversation with this nigga. What kind of, listen, what kind of conversation can what kind of conversation, again, for the umpteenth time, can me and Divine have? He's talking plants and herbs. I'm talking vaccines. Won't he talk vaccines? Just vaccines. Because if he talks just vaccines, he would have to tell you that shit's safer than catching the disease. He would have to admit that. This nigga trying to change the advent got y'all thinking that he can use mushrooms and red algae for advents in the fucking vaccines. Like, and really? I supposed to talk about that? Really? Safer vaccines, huh?
I mean, Mika, it is. I agree with Mika to the point that the should have a talk with him.
Again? Hold on. No, Rob on. Again, Rob on?
No, look, check it out.
Again?
I'm just gonna show you the slick shit, right? The slick shit is that we will have conversations on the side. I'll talk to him, and he'll talk in the chat. He'll tell you that he's not against vaccines. So I'm like, yo, son, but wait a minute. You were standing with the anti-vaccine, and why did you even put anything about food or nutrition or anything like that up? Right. And these dudes just talk as if that's gonna help prevent these things. Like, I don't understand. I'm confused about that one part. I'm not against what he's saying when he's talking about certain parts of the nutrition. I say, yeah, I agree with you on that. But however, why are you bringing this up? No, but you gotta look, Mika, you missing the point. The point is you're not supposed to bring that up with vaccines.
Right, yeah. Mika.
Yeah,
that's the trick.
Yeah, let me say this too. Like, if
there you go, Rob. Boy, you put that just right. That's the trick.
Yeah, if he was saying this is what you need to do from the start, and then once the virus hits, then uncas up, everything will be great. You know what I'm saying? Because like what Rob on doing in the morning, exercise and all that stuff, and how to eat to live, like Divine is talking, that's perfect in the beginning. Once that virus hit, okay, that show was over. Now it's vaccine time. That's it.
If he was on that, then I think that everything will be good. But if you're trying to say, you know, herbs can cure it, then you need to find another way. He would have to show scientifically there's another way to cure, to prevent viruses.
Yeah, but here's the key. He'll tell you that he's not saying that. I got him on a post.
Exactly. That's what I'm hearing too.
Why are you
He
hearing it?
always says it though.
Well, no, that is the anti-vaccine rhetoric, y'all. That's the whole 500 people said in the debate. Y'all didn't hear him. Oh, we're not anti-vaccine. All right, I'm gonna play the clip. So
you
watch
should
this.
I guarantee
They always say anti-vax, and then you ask them, will you take a vaccine? They go, hell no.
Now, hold on, watch this. Mika, I'm gonna show you something. A person, now I challenge anybody this, a person that eat horrible, that is overweight, takes a vaccine, won't catch it. A person that eats perfect, vegan for 30 years, will catch COVID-19 and could die. Does anybody challenge me on that?
As long as they don't have any underlying condition, yeah.
Now, Mika, listen to me. I'm gonna say it again, Mika. A person who eats horrible, eats McDonald's and
okay, yes, you're right.
Wendy's for their whole life, take a vaccine against, say they could get the COVID-19 COVID vaccine. They take the vaccine. A person that's been running 30 miles every day, eating perfect, say, I ain't taking no vaccine. Nick, which one can catch the virus and die, Mika?
That's hard to tell.
Because
no, check this out. Listen. Say you're healthy.
Can you explain that to me, please?
No, listen. Say you're healthy,
Mika,
and you're taking care of yourself and you're eating right.
Mika.
And if you catch the virus,
and now,
that don't mean you automatically gonna die because you catch the virus.
Mika, do you hear yourself?
That don't mean you automatic unless you got underlying condition that's causing you.
Mika, listen to me again.
Nah,
I'm gonna say it slow.
son.
I'm gonna say it slow. A person can grow up in the slums of Baltimore, Maryland, and all their life been eating Popeye's chicken, McDonald's, overweight, whatever. Take the vaccine, boom. Another person, all their life been eating healthy food, Dr. Sebi diet for the last 20 years, ain't never touched McDonald's, and say, I'm not taking no vaccine. They can catch the coronavirus and die.
Not 100%.
No, I said they can, but they definitely will get sick, Mika.
Okay, go ahead.
Mika, do you get that point right there? That's why I don't want to talk to these ignorant ass niggas.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say. That's the difference.
Hey, did everybody not see the article I was sharing on my screen earlier that I was highlighting up? The one about the archaeological digs that they were doing in East Africa and West and Central Africa?
No.
And they were finding like burial sites, like hundreds of bodies, most of them infants, yo.
Okay, where's the link?
Africa, mind you, where they believe in taking herbs. This was before vaccines and all that good stuff. This was during the Black Death. It was taking out whole villages, yo. So that's why I say, nah, Miss Mika. You know what I mean? You can be healthy, taking care of your family, all that praying and herbs.
No, we're talking about different times, CK.
Brother,
how would that matter?
Because it's different. We're living longer.
It
so we're living longer now. Go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt.
Mika, you said exactly. You said that somebody can eat healthy and eat right and all that good stuff and be vegan, and they're not going to die from the virus. But I just showed up an article earlier where, these people, they weren't eating processed foods and stuff like that. They were eating fruits, herbs, probably whatever type of animals that they were catching in the area. And they still got dang virus, and it took out a decent portion of their population.
No, Mika, just give it up, Mika. Come on, Mika. You starting to scare me as a nurse. You scare me, yo.
Hold on 1 second. Yo, we have a brother in the chat. His name is Rastaman. He is a clear lung. We need to give him the link and get him on here because he has a whole lot to say about
He
everything.
ain't gonna jump on the panel.
He ain't gonna jump on no panel. Give him the link. I'll stay on the extra
If you want to read that article, Mika, I threw it in the Zoom back chat if you want to snatch it up.
I want to talk about somebody.
But Mika, you got to think of it like this though. With that vaccine, it's like a cheat code. Once you got it.
Yeah, I agree.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree.
If
with
you don't got that
code,
cheat code, then anytime that virus hits you, you can die. But if you got the cheat code, you good. See what I'm saying? You already know it.
No, I'm just saying that everybody that catches don't necessarily die.
Okay, we know that goes without saying.
That's what I'm
I didn't say you catching it. I didn't say.
No, you said you die. You said you're healthy and blah blah blah, and you die. And I'm
no, I did not say that. No, listen. See, we're speaking English, Mika. I said I'm gonna say.
You don't know English.
A person can eat McDonald's and Geno's and Church's chicken for 20 years of their life. The overweight ain't never played sports and take the vaccine, and their immune system will get trained against the COVID-19 disease. A person who's never eaten McDonald's, lived by Dr. Sebi because he was raised by some Dr. Sebiites, right? Vegan his whole 20 years. And his parents have convinced them that you don't need to take no vaccine, and he won't. And he can go to school and college and get the virus, and he could die. Plain and simple. So that's my point. That's why I win the conversation. That's why I don't have to keep, why I gotta keep debating the anti-vaccine community over and over and over again. Why I gotta keep talking to Divine? Why? Like, get out of here. It's so simple that a vaccine is the only thing that can stop you from catching the disease, or your immune system that has already been through it. It's two things: your natural immunity, right, or a vaccine. There's nothing else on planet Earth.
Yeah, you got to catch it and live. Catch it and live, then your body will have.
Right.
You got to catch it and hope you live.
Who wants to go through that?
Right.
Some of these viruses, it don't matter. You can catch it once.
That smallpox I showed you. Remember, I showed you the bit. Man, I showed y'all the damn thing.
Whole life.
Dude had the smallpox. Now he can't, face all blistered up. Now he can't catch it no more. Then his brother had the vaccine. He ain't got none of that.
Yeah, you seen? They got what they call now. They got what's called they call it the long haulers with COVID. Who had it, and it's been a long time, and they still suffering from COVID symptoms. You know what I'm saying? Like months down the line, they still struggling. They call them long haulers.
Oh yeah, damn.
That's baffling. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, it's new, so it's the virus is evolving, bro. So they gonna come back even bigger and better the next time they come back around. You know what I'm saying? So this is a new COVID. So when COVID 20 come, shit, it's gonna be even more serious than what we're dealing with right now. You know what I'm saying? But we got to deal with COVID-19 first. Yeah, we gotta look that up though. They call it long haulers, LONG, like long haulers, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah, anybody, did he get that link? Nope, he ain't get that link. He just talking shit.
Yeah, I know. Hey, man,
thanks for the cash app.
Called out.
Huh?
You either join the panel or you go get timed out. So don't
you about to get timed out, yo. We don't play it over here, yo. If we got something to say, we want to hear you say it. We're gonna let you talk.
He says it's on the shelf at GNC.
Hey, Rosterman, look, you about to get timed out, Rosterman. About to Rosterman your muffin flowers out of here. That's what's about to happen. Say it again.
Let's go, Rosterman. Let's go.
I dare you say it. I dare you say it's on the shelf again. You're timed. I dare you. Click the link right above your head. Hit them that link one more time. Yeah, but thanks for that, Byron. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that support. Bro. Really
he said cleared lungs is approved by the FDA. Okay.
No, it is not. Man, the multivitamins I got in my cabinet.
Who said that? Who said that?
Rastaman.
Come on, yo. Rastaman. No, you did Rastaman. I dare you. Let me find that roster mine. And I'm gonna time you out just for making that
I
statement.
mean, it would be nice if they did, though.
Yo said that the FDA cleared traditional Chinese medicine product. Are you serious? You lucky I don't see a
China of all
roster mine.
places.
From West Africa, I see you. What's good? Everything is everything. I see you. Oh yeah, Rastaman is quiet, man. All right, I'm gonna quiet this out, man. Great, get out of here, man. Get timed out for what, Rastaman? For being scared to get on here and talk that talk that you typing, because right now you chatty patty. And around here we don't like chatty patties. We like men and women that stand up for what they think they got.
Hey, even if you're wrong.
What is he up? What is he up? What is he up?
He chatty patty.
Yo, man, I want to hear about this cleaning and stuff, man. If you got it, when you come on, please tell us stuff.
Chatty in the patio, they chatty patty, chatting in the chat. They'll say, for what? Why are you going to get timed out for what? Yep. For making an impossible claim all day long and won't come on here and prove it. That's why. The people want to know. They want to know, how do you know what you know? We trying to find out. Yeah.
Old boy said on your post, that he said COVID-19 was man-made. So then I threw five sources at him, showing him where it's not. Even going back to the date that his video was even barking on. So just letting them know that even when your video, the date on your video was making this claim, it was already information out there refuting it. Yeah. Now he says, he's not saying that the virus was man-made. He's saying that what's going on right now was interjected by man, and they kind of gave it a boost. So now they're boosting the virus. Something they can't see. They boost.
Yo, he done went from the boost. He done went. I read that post. You done ran into the boost, yo?
Yo,
hold on. I was supposed to answer a damn question, and I did answer the question. A person was saying our ancestors for the last 300,000 years, they ain't had no vaccine, because I hit person with that. They ain't had no vaccine. So explain that, Unc. Explain to me why our ancestors was all right for the 300,000 years without vaccines. So one thing, they wasn't all right.
They sure wasn't.
They was getting decimated, and we got the archaeological surveys to prove that point.
You said it right. Archaeological surveys from east to west, from north to south. You will see pits and mounds and bodies galore.
And before that, we was living in tribal groups, so we were in a close proximity. So that tribe would just die out. They didn't contact the other people to spread it. So the people that got it, they dead. You never heard from them again. The whole tribe has died.
The whole tribe would die.
Yeah, they get wiped out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they think that it was around doing Neanderthals and all that stuff of getting it, but they didn't. Like people lived in small groups, so they didn't come in contact with some other people. They get wiped out. But now when you live upstairs in this high rise, you know what I'm saying? Spread,
that spread. I'll be having all the hostile people in the chat. They don't want to put the link. When I go live, it be all the nice people. I'll be looking for the hostile people that want to change the information. They don't never come around in our chat. They be over here and they just be in the chat talking and don't want to press the goddamn link.
That's because you got the daggone, you got the teaching channel. I got the cuss you out channel. It's the difference.
They won't come over here. They go on the golf club channel, they'll come on. But they just want to get beat up and kicked off.
They scared of you, that's why.
They're not scared of me. Ain't nobody scared of me.
Right.
All I'm just trying to say, man, I just wish you would just tell us that you believe in Yahweh and you pray every night before you go to bed.
Oh man. All right,
Okay.
look, man. I think how long we went over here, yo? What's the time limit on this, man? We had broke a record. We got 50 people watching though. That's good for the Pseudo Killas channel. Man, everybody right now.
How many people watching?
Man. Everybody needs to subscribe, man. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, man. I appreciate the donations that came through, man. Appreciate that. $ Unc Cat. Appreciate that. Appreciate the brothers that came on, brothers and sisters that came on. Appreciate you, Mika, with the good questions. You know what I'm saying? I definitely appreciate that. It's all love. Rob Bourne, you know you always appreciate it, bro. Appreciate your work, man. And you know, I appreciate you fighting with me, yo. I appreciate that. Really do, yo.
I'm saying, but I'm gonna still stick on this. I really think that you should have a discussion with Devon.
Oh, don't get him started.
I already told him. I already beat his teachers. Yo. We done had about 5 vaccines. I can post all the videos.
You need to let Rob on Devon do it on the Pseudo Killas channel. Let him go
why
at
don't y'all do that, Devon? I mean, Rob on.
Yeah, my thing with him is different though. My thing is dealing with the.
Well, shit, he can't beat you on none of it though. That's the
point. I want him to now. I'm gonna have to talk with him on that. That's the first thing we agreed to. So he want to specifically talk. He want to talk to you, and he keeps saying,
"What? No, he's faking us out. He's actually faking everybody out though, because we already talked to me. How many times? What do you want? How many times he want to talk to me?
I haven't heard him talk to you.
He must feel like he lost.
You made a look bad though. You made a look bad. Especially something other. When he was like, I forgot what he said about something. Like I forgot what he said.
He didn't even get to say anything. Uncle was on him.
Straight clown.
Yeah. They ain't got no vaccine. He said they ain't got no vaccine for Remember that, yo?
You killed him. You killed him. You're like, what?
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that clip up.
Then he was like, pull it up. He was like, pull it up.
Find that. So the vaccine debate was on what? It was on the Sunday, the what? The 13th? Let's see.
It was in
New Year?
December. It was in 1989.
For the New Year.
1989.
For the New Year, right? Yeah,
December shit.
Yeah, because COVID was popping, like COVID stopped popping up around January before the New Year.
It was December the 13th. December the 15th, y'all, right?
I don't remember.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was December the 15th. Because it wasn't Christmas. It wasn't, I know it wasn't the 22nd. That's too close to Christmas.
Hey yo, Mika, can I see your Torah? Can you put it up to the screen so we can see how beat up the pages are?
Say that again? I didn't hear what you said.
I want to see your Torah.
Anyway,
to the screen.
Go ahead. All right. I'll show it to you. Don't worry.
Hey, I appreciate everybody that came through, man. I got to get off this joint, man. We did about 4 hours in. I think the time limit was perfect on both shows. Appreciate everybody coming through. We're gonna do this again tomorrow, man. Make sure y'all tune in, man. Probably go live about 9:30 tomorrow, man. Everybody tune in. We'll do both channels. All right.
Rob on, don't you got a debate coming soon? Oh, okay.
What happened? What did he say?
That ain't happening now.
It ain't.
That shit crazy. I don't even want to go into that. That shit crazy.
What happened?
Nigga kicked me out of the group. I was like, yo.
Wow. The group, you mean the group I'm in? The one I'm in too, right?
Yeah, the 7 branch shit. He kicked me out of the group. I'm like, yo, so how we gonna have a debate? You kicked me out because I asked you for the preliminary. I'm like, yo, why you like don't want to talk to me, bro? Like, what? All right, I don't need you. Okay, so you know what? I was looking out. I'm saying, all right. So you know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do now? Everybody was gonna come watch that because I'm on your show. They all coming. So I said, okay. So you know what I'm gonna do? Now I don't need you now. I'm gonna go find somebody and I'm gonna kick the bar and I'm gonna have it right on it.
What's the name of the group?
Goodbye. 7 branch or some weird thing. Like you in there?
Yeah, that's an event.
The one we had the flyer I saw with Robert on the flyer or something on Facebook.
That's the one, right? Huh?
It was in the messenger group. Yo, you gotta just go check it out.
No, you put a flyer on Facebook.
I saw on Facebook.
Yeah. I put the flyer on Facebook. That dude, but it's
man, them niggas. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's they need to stop it. Hey, stop it. All right, y'all, we out, man. Let me see.
All right, everybody, peace.
All right, peace out. We out.
Peace.